thank you for joining me today in wanting to get answers, wanting to be psychic, wanting to expand your life, your consciousness, everything. Because when these two things merge, when our life path is lived in harmony with our soul's desires and preferences, with our higher self's wisdom, when we live considering this, all of our expanded aspects, that is where we can be fulfilled. That is where having things on earth and experiencing things on earth really mesh with our heart's fulfillment. And I'm going to teach you in this little training how you can do that so simply. It's like playing the game hot and cold. How do you live your best life? How do you live in the most fulfilled way? How do you share your biggest contribution? All these things are the same. Because when you live from your soul's preferences, from your unique gifts, from your higher self's perspective, that's all the same too. When we do that, when we incorporate all of that into our daily life, then we get everything. We get fulfillment, we get love, we get our biggest contribution, we get abundance, we get taken care of, really. So let's get into where that comes from. Why do we need to do that? What does the higher self have to do with this anyway, and why should we bother thinking about the soul in our day-to-day life? Now, if you're here, you probably already have a little bit of an understanding, at least, of the higher self and how we have many aspects of us. We live in many dimensions at once. So it's not like the higher self is separate from us. It's just that it's in a different dimension. It's not up here, it's not down here, it's not anywhere. It's just different. Our eyes are seeing in this tiny little perspective. And the higher self is not bound by this body. It's not stuffing itself into this body and then looking out. The higher self you can think of as living outside of the body, or even above it, or wherever you choose to see it. But the key is that it can see everything. It can see 10 steps ahead. It can see, potential friends, clients, husbands, wives in China. It can see everywhere. And not only that, but it also knows you. So it knows you from the ego perspective. It knows what your likes and dislikes are here. But it also knows your soul's perspective. So it knows your likes and dislikes from your soul. We go through countless lifetimes on countless planets, star systems, not just here. And we develop, little ridges. So it's like a record. Everyone is a record. But our ridges, sing a little bit of a different song because of all of the distinct experiences that we've gone through. So when we live with both of those things in mind, from the ego perspectives, likes and dislikes, and the higher self's perspectives and dislikes, and the soul's gifts and perspectives, when all of that comes into one, we're integrating the higher self into our daily life, and we're able to live just effortlessly, happily, abundantly, and that is really the key to living the life that we all really want. We don't just want to be happy, we want to be alive, and we want to be experiencing things, and we want to be, enjoy. We don't want to just be happy. And because we don't want to stop there. What are your biggest experiences? They're not always going to be positive in the moment, but they're going to shape who you are. Take me, for instance. Even though I grew up psychic, I was talking to angels as a child. My imaginary friend was my spirit guide, Matt. I spent all my time with him. When my grandpa died when I was 12, he came to me and we started talking. And so, I've always had all of these psychic gifts. You know, I like to call it, I have another layer of senses, which are, you know, in the extrasensory range. But even though I had all that, I still needed help. I still needed to integrate my higher self into my daily life, because I did a lot of things that were, you know, negative. I experienced negative spirits and entities and energies because of a house that I lived in when I was in high school, and I got very overwhelmed. You know, I couldn't go out to eat because there were too many people there, and I could feel all their energy. I had to leave high school and finish it at home. When I was learning how to drive, for instance, I could see all the spirits in the road because I didn't know how to turn that off. So it felt like, and it looked like, I was driving through people. You know, they were slightly translucent, but still, it was really scary. So, learning how to integrate and ground this amazing energy that we are really helps with all that stuff. When you're doing that and you're conscious and you're aware of this process of awakening, you don't have to worry so much about experiencing negative things or about becoming overwhelmed by other people's energy. If you do this on purpose and you do this consciously and you do this, you know, knowing that it's really bringing more of you into life and not just doing something because you're supposed to do it, you're going to benefit the most out of this process. So, let's get into how we actually do it. And like I said before, it's really easy. It's just like playing the hot and cold game. So, sit down, get comfortable, and first I want you to just breathe. So, really breathe in deeply. Breathe into your belly like in yoga. And I want you to exhale all of your tension. So just really get comfortable, you know, play around with your shoulders. Feel yourself coming back into your body. And now I want you to imagine the best hug you've ever gotten or gift. I want you to really connect with that feeling in your heart of just expansion and tingling and warmth. You know, hug your child, hug your spouse, your favorite pet ever. Just get that feeling of love in your heart. So think about your best hug, your best memory, and go there until you feel that tingling in your heart. Okay? When your heart is expanded and open and warm, I want you to really feel that and recognize that as the yes. That is a yes feeling from your higher self. Okay, and now I want you to remember a not so good memory. So something that you wouldn't want to repeat again. A hurt, a fear, and I just want you to feel that in your heart again and see what happens. Your shoulders go slightly forward. Your heart feels like it's contracting. All this energy is going back, and it's almost feeling in the center like there's a pit forming. There's a density there, which is opposite from that expansive, tingling warm. Now, this bad memory is bringing us in, and is bringing us into density. And so I want you to know that as the no feeling. Okay, so what do we have so far? We have a yes. We have a no. The yes is open, expansive, tingly, and warm. The no is contractive and dense and feels icky, right? So that is how you're going to get your answers from your higher self. You're going to ask your higher self a yes or no question, and you're going to immediately feel one of these feelings. You could also feel a neutral feeling, which is just nothing at all. And at that point, you would rephrase your question. So let's give this a try. You don't have to do anything special. All you have to do is just sit quietly, just like we did before. Breathe out all your tension, you know, really just try to be in a receptive state. And I have a trick for you. If you can't quiet your mind enough, then Eckhart Tolle had this great thing. He says to say, what is the next thought I'm going to think? And then you wait for it. And you wait for it. And you wait for it because nothing comes up. You're creating that space in your mind. So if you get stuck and you're a little stressed out and you can't stop your mind, just ask yourself, what is the next thought I'm going to think? And as you wait, you'll see that you'll just naturally relax. Okay, so you're relaxed. Now is the fun part. Now we get to connect with our higher self and ask it a question. So think of anything. I normally phrase it like this. I say, higher self, please connect with me in a strong way and let me know if blah, blah, blah is beneficial for me and my highest good. Okay? That's all there is to it. So you just ask your higher self to connect with you in a strong way. You may feel more energy coming through either your heart, your crown chakra, or just in your body in general. You may feel a little tingly anywhere in your body. That's just the extra energy coming through. And then you just say, is blah, 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 is retiling the bathroom beneficial for me and my highest good at this moment? Or, I've really been thinking about taking this class. Is this beneficial for me at this highest moment? And see, I have also been thinking about taking a class, and I just got all tingly yes. So it's really that simple. Your higher self is a part of you. You are never disconnected, even if you feel that way. And so interacting with that aspect of you is just as simple as interacting with your mind. Now, if you are interested in doing more like this, then I do have several options available for you. I have a class, a 6-week psychic development for beginners class that is an audio recording of a live class, and each week contains handouts and homework for you. And that is just like an incredible primer on developing all of your psychic senses. So we go through hearing and seeing energy, speaking with your spirit guides, feeling things, doing readings for other people, going to the Akashic Records, doing intuitive drawing, doing readings for other people with that. It's crazy how much we did and how easy it was for everyone to do it. Everyone is awakening right now at such a fast pace, and it truly is it's just like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. You're not learning anything. You're really just remembering who you are. We are all energetic beings, and we are all connected all the time. It's just that we have forgotten. So it's like, say you haven't picked up a bike in 10 years, you haven't ridden, and you just decide one day, I think I'd like to ride a bike again. You don't have to relearn how to ride the bike. You just know how to ride the bike, even if you haven't done it in a long time. Being psychic is the same thing. So if you want a nice intro to work at your own pace in your own home, I would definitely recommend getting the Psychic Development for Beginners 6-week course. If you want a little more one-on-one thing, I do offer coaching in psychic development, and that's a really great way if you want an in-depth, intimate, hand-holding kind of thing, where I take you through how you can best develop your psychic senses, add it to your life, really make it a habit, bring it into your work, and live abundantly from there. So I really hope you enjoy this training, and don't forget to do this every day. The more you do it, the easier it'll come. You won't have to make it such a ritual or production. You'll just be able to connect, ask your question, and have your answer. And don't forget that this is coming from, your high aspects. This part of you can see everything. It can see what you're not looking at in your own life. It can see around the bends. It can see everywhere. So really trust it. And I want to even give you a challenge. So for the next 7 days, one whole week, I want you to ask at least one question a day to your higher self and follow that advice. okay? Because that is how you're going to develop trust. So follow your own psychic advice for 7 whole days, and then I'm going to email you and we're going to see how it went. We're going to see how brilliant you really are when you're integrating this energy into your everyday life. So thank you so much for coming. I'm just so pleased that you're going to be doing this, because it's really, really going to change your life. And it's so easy. Isn't it easy? It's like the hot and cold game. You know, we want to go toward fulfillment. We just go where the hot goes. You know, if we're getting colder, if we're getting the no answers, you know, you're getting off track. So you want to live a purposeful life, just stay on the hot path. Stay on the warm, tingly path. So that's all there is to it. All right. I hope to see you around again. Lots and lots of love.